Esa mujer que siempre mira hacia la luna, viendo cómo fluye y cambia sin ninguna duda de que volverá a ser así. Ya lo pude descubrir en mí, que la luna que ilumina todo aquí brilla también dentro de mí.
DeAnna Lam, welcome to this interview for the webpage of the Worldwide Menstrual Offering. Let me introduce yourself. You're fondly known as a woman visionary. You have been recognized worldwide as an expert in menstrual empowerment, and you've been pioneering in teaching in how to unlock these spiritual strengths hidden within the cycles of every woman. And you've gone from the cycles to beyond in your teachings, in the way you bring in knowledge and experiences for women in the world. So welcome, DeAnna Lam. I'm really, really honored to be interviewing you today for this group, for this worldwide offering. And be welcome to this interview. How are you today?
Thank you. It's a joy to be here. It's a joy to be in service to women and to be called to bring inspiration, especially in these times. And I'm honored to be here, and thank you for inviting me, Ana Gabriela.
Yeah, you see, we've been so blessed with a lot of grandmothers and wise women worldwide that have been hearing out the calling of this menstrual offering that we're planning to do on the next new moon, which is on the 22nd of May. And well, since you've been working with the red tents, I would love to have your word on it. You know, we're wondering, and we wanted to ask you, how much you think like this whole pandemic, I personally have been relating it as if it was a big exercise of a red tent, because we're kind of in a lockdown. Everybody's like that around the world. And what can you tell us about it? What do you see emerging from it? And how would you link that to this cyclical power of woman that can physically make the offering, or that could energetically be making the offering?
It's a great question. I think the main thing that I would start with is that this pandemic had asked us as a world to stop. And as women, we need to stop every month. And most of us have not been doing this for a long time. Even though we know that we should, women are pushing through. And here is an opportunity to stop and to go inwards. There is nowhere else to go, only inside. So we can have the discovery that we have a red tent inside, that the red tent is inside of our womb and inside of our heart, that we can glean inspiration from going inward, not from rushing and doing and being outward. And this is a call for us to ground in our womb, in our wisdom, in our cycle, in our rhythm. And when we have no other distractions, we can listen to our rhythm. We can follow it all. We've been in lockdown for more than one moon cycle, so we can see all the phases without distractions, without things out in the world. And this is a gift, because that's where we are being born from this womb of change.
That is beautiful. And how would you see in this context, what would woman, or how would woman tap into that wisdom in order to really prepare their intentions for this menstrual offering that would be the first worldwide menstrual offering ever known to be happening?
So first of all, congratulations. This is a beautiful initiative, and I'm sorry I can't offer my blood on the 22nd because I no longer bleed. I have offered my blood for many years to the earth, and it is part of the great mama, my blood, as many of our bloods. So how to prepare? So today we are on the 8th of May. Yesterday on the 7th we had a full moon. So we see behind you this beautiful mandala of the phases of the moon. So yesterday we had the moon full, and in order to prepare for the new moon, we have 2 weeks in which every day the moon is diminishing ever so slightly by the light going smaller and smaller. And we are called to go more and more inward. So I would invite you to be aware wherever you are on the planet, the moon is the same. To be aware that the moon is drawing in and it's calling you and inviting you to draw in all the way to the new moon, which would be on the 22nd, when you will plant the blood like a seed for a new cycle for yourself in your life, for a new cycle for your community, for a new cycle for the world that's going through this birthing process. So I'd like to invite you for these 2 weeks to be conscious of the subtle, infinitely small changes that the moon is creating and how it's reflecting in your life. What changes for you from day to day, from fullness to inward darkness and to birth.
That is beautiful. I think it's a really, really nice insight to share this with other women. You know, as you know, I no longer breathe myself, but I've kept some of my blood dried and as tinctures. So I'm really happy that I have that stash there for this really special occasion. I was keeping it for medicine. But I would like to know what you think of, DeAnna, about what the grandmas from South America are proposing for all those women that for any given reason no longer bleed. And they're proposing that they offer a little bit of hair, a little strand of hair, as a way to really put something in the earth that symbolically represents and has like every person's DNA on it, as a way to really not only symbolically, but be giving something to the earth in order to open this space to have those insights that are so badly needed in this time of profound birthing that the whole humanity is going through.
I love it, and I will do it, and I would like to add to it. The hair has our DNA, of course, and we often realize that this is our signature. But I want to add something. I have a good friend who is a Lakota woman, and she said that she learned from her grandmother, who was a medicine woman who trained her, that when you go in nature and you have nothing else to offer, you have nothing with you. The Lakota would offer tobacco or cornmeal, but if you have nothing with you, you give your spit, because your spit has your DNA. You know, when you do a DNA test, they take your spit. So I would like to invite us not only to offer our hair if we no longer bleed, but to also offer some moisture from our body that carries our DNA signature.
This is a really, really nice addition. Maybe we can, wick a little bit our head and our hair and then make the cut and do the offering.
Yes.
So really, this is beautiful, and it just and. Yeah. I don't know, DeAnna, if you would like to add anything else in regards of how you see this happening and how you see this offering that could be potentialized as done for the first time massively and we're asking every woman to do it at sunrise. So what would that allow us energetically to bring into ourselves?
I'm thinking of it as the moment of conception, because we're putting a seed in the earth. We're putting a seed in the womb of Mother Earth. And we need to do this with intention, because the intention that we bring to the moment of conception is what will carry throughout the pregnancy. So I'm seeing here that the pregnancy begins, that what we're going to do here on the new moon is we are going to create a conception of a new paradigm, of a new era, of a new world. And then we need to nurture it like we would nurture a pregnancy, and we need to wait patiently for 9 months. So if we're looking at 9 moons, it would be the full moon in May. So until June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. The full moon in February, which is the month of Bridget, the Celtic goddess Bridget, is when the birth would be ready. What we planted to not today, but on the 22nd, will gestate and grow and gain momentum in the womb of the earth for 9 months of pregnancy. And let's connect again on the full moon of February. We put it on the new moon, but let's connect on the full moon in February to see what has been born.
Wow, I'm listening to you and I'm really getting goosebumps, DeAnna, because I hadn't count 9 months from May to whatever, and it's February. And I think it's really a powerful month because if what you're saying, when what you're saying will start to happen, because that's the intention of this offering. We're praying with our blood, we're praying with our offering, for to get some insights on who do we need to become as a collective womanhood within the world during, to really give birth to this new human species. Species. So it's really powerful to think about how we're going to be transforming ourselves within these next 9 months, what capacities, what capabilities we're going to be developing urgently. The earth is asking us to do it. So it will be really beautiful to see how this will be birthing on that specific month, as you say, that is the month of Bridget. And for those of us that are in the Northern Hemisphere, that's the month in which the full light comes back into being. So I think that's what got me the books goosebumps, because it's in total sync to perceiving the next few seasons. We still have to enter the summer and the autumn to really see how pregnancy and this conception expands with it. Within us, to see how this allows us to go really inside our bodies. To the winter too, and then as the winter is finishing, which is at mid-February, how would we give birth to this new humanity the earth so desperately needs to have as children of the earth?
What I want to add is that we're birthing a new world and we're birthing ourselves. So and this is something to be looking and nurturing as a global vision and as a vision each woman for herself in her life, because we are the seeds of change. And what I am excited about when I'm thinking about this now is that often we plant seeds and we just wait for something to happen. Here we have a plan. We're not just planting it and letting it go and thinking, oh, it will take care of itself. No, we are going to nurture it. We have another step to take. We have another meeting to do. We have the steps of birth that are planned, and we look forward to them rather than just planting it and leaving it. It is a path that we're taking.
And I'm so happy that you're saying this, because I've been talking to Jimena, one of the ladies that had this vision, and which is a central part of this, the organization of this offering. And we're looking to see what will we do and how will we keep this group engaged. This group has grown so fast, and there's so many women from different countries, from different languages, gathering together to put this intention to really pray for what needs to come from us next. And then I'm listening to you with this beautiful vision, my dear, of how this pandemic is giving us the gift of going inward and experiencing our own red tent, even without knowing the concept or have never entered one physically, but it's anyhow giving us that opportunity. So we're somehow leaving a gift, and we will be somehow engaging throughout this time in the future in order to see how we come to birth this together. Somehow what I see, DeAnna, is that it's not only a calling of coming from within and birthing ourselves, but really to be able to look at each other in the eyes, and regardless of what our path has been, to look at how our path could be. And it's like a calling to do it together.
Yes.
Somehow I feel this, that the earth is calling for like feminine unity to be
Yes.
reestablished
Yes.
as a being body, for us to be able to, from our little places, from our little houses, from our little projects, keep on holding this powerful change.
Yes. You know, when you were speaking, another vision, another step, you're asking about steps, another step came to mind, which is that in the 9 months of pregnancy, we have 3 trimesters. So maybe we want to check in. So we have May till June, July, August. The end of August would be the end of the first trimester. To check in, see how the first trimester went. Then October, from August until September, October, November. November 8th, we have International Red Tent Day. That's the beginning of the end of the second trimester and the beginning of the third trimester. So we can have steps of checking in through this pregnancy and nurturing it and maybe planting again. So women that didn't plant in May will plant in 3 months' time, and they will have their pregnancy. So we can have this unfolding.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful, and it's really giving us ideas that we'll be weaving together with what we were thinking, to really keep on connected and to create this like supra mind from coming from all the women that will be active and consciously wanting to take part in this
Yes.
rebirthing of ourselves as
Yes.
individuals, and as a collective purpose
Yes.
for the earth.
Yes. Yes. And this all came through our connection here. It's not something I thought about even a minute before we started talking. It just came through because we are open to receiving guidance and we are connected, and it comes through.
It is just so beautiful, DeAnna. So I think we just made a public commitment to be checking in, to be checking in with women. We'll see how that unfolds in format. But definitely, this is something that is coming from a higher order calling,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
hope it transcends, ideas, languages, cultures.
Yes.
That every
Yes.
time more women could be tapping and coming into this group. So please, dear, feel free to provide this group as a resource for all the women that you have as a following, and for all the women that are listening to us right now. Please do share this information. Please do share this group, because something is brewing. And
Yes.
yeah, we need to really keep an eye on this too, to see what comes. We are
Yes.
really in the verge of changing the world, as you say,
Yes.
but now
Yes.
it's right there on the fingertips, and we have this huge opportunity to jump into it with all the liberation.
Yes, yes. I will definitely spread it out in red tents in every neighborhood, and I'll do the English part in red tents in every neighborhood and invite my women from red tents all over the world to join this, because it is an opportunity to travel this path together worldwide.
I really want to thank you, DeAnna, and I really want to honor you being here, and you and all the other grandmothers that I greet, because it's really humbling to have so much wisdom and some old people, so much people, some old woman of your stand, to be here sharing yourself carelessly, with an open heart, downloading this information, and willing to check in some time to see how we're doing. So I really,
Yeah.
from the bottom of my heart, appreciate that uh, really beautiful collaboration spirit that you're bringing to the group, Dan.
Thank you. And I want to say that it's not me. I think it's the cosmic womb that is coming through. It really is something to tap into, and that is moving through me and through us together. And it's a joy to be here as part of the river.
Well, thank you so much, and we'll check with you in 3 months' time through the group.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for birthing this and nurturing this.
Yeah, and just a quick notice or a quick note for every woman that's watching. If you don't know how to dry your blood, if you don't know how to proceed, go to the units page and you'll have a lot of information there. And please go through all the videos, because as DeAnna has shared herself with us, there's so many other grandmothers and so many other wise women sharing their thoughts about it. And we're trying to have everything bilingual. So be sure to tap on it either in English or in Spanish to keep on rolling this intention of the first worldwide menstrual offering. Thank you so much, DeAnna.
My pleasure. Many blessings. Thanks.